Hey, what's up guys? Cree coming to you from Killeen, Texas, Bell County, which is about an hour north of Austin. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you some land that a friend of mine, Emery, is developing. And his name is Emery Stewart. He has a company called Pro Steel Building Solutions, and he also does land development and land clearing, subdivision development. In today's video, we're going to be walking through a piece of land he's developing that he's actually getting some acreage from that land, that plot of land, in exchange for the development work he's doing, which is pretty cool. So it's, when we talk about creative acquisitions. So he's doing the work to develop that property. He's saving the owner close to $1 million on development costs. So huge value out there. And we're super fortunate because I did save a video of what the land looked like before. I wasn't quite sure if I had that or not, but I'm gonna basically be able to show you the before and the after. And I'm gonna be able to talk to you about why this was not appealing at first until someone like Emery came along and showed it to me, because the person that had it before could not really see the vision for this property. They did see that it was valuable, but they did not see like what's the best way to develop this. So that's where someone with experience like Emery comes in, and he's able to really see the vision and really see the highest and best use of this property. And it's just a cool work in progress. So I'm really fortunate to be afforded the opportunity to watch and learn and just kind of follow along with the process. I'll be showing you guys some clips of when we checked it out last year, back in June. It was actually on my birthday, June 21st, 2024. And the person that's bought this property, that actually originally acquired this property, has had it for 3 years. So Emery came along and was trying to come up with plans that would help make this property worth a lot more. And they finally got the groundbreaking on this property back in January of 2025. So it's definitely not a fast process, but it is something that's cool to watch. And if you're like me, I love to see things go from, what they were before to the finished product, and just see the change and progression over time. And I like seeing, subdivisions be built. I like to also see trees be planted, but I like to see subdivisions be built because that means that people have homes. So
this is what it looked like before.
Trees are in the way basically, but panoramic views of the valley over here off Spartan. All this is 32 acres. It's kind of a long and skinny lot. All right, so we're still on the same land. This is the section that kind of backs up to two subdivisions that have an entrance right here. And it's all pretty much overgrown, but you can see this is a ridge line. And this is the view that these lots would get. You can see probably 10, 15 miles. And all this right here is a spray field, so there's not gonna be anything built in front of it. So these lots are gonna basically have a full view of miles of valley. All that is, again, that's all in a floodplain on the other side of the road, so that's not gonna be built on. So these are gonna be unobstructed views, which I didn't get to see earlier. And this is gonna be an access road. So, and then the property goes this way, some more. It's kind of hard to see it from here, but this is the edge of the lot that Emery is talking about. And you can just see miles and miles of, all this is just in the way, this brush. If you look through those trees though, I mean, it's unobstructed views for miles because there's nothing built over there.
So I came on site and Emery had already done all this work in about 2 days. He is using this machine to basically dig up all the rock, and he has an attachment to this machine that has a rock breaker. It's basically just a hammer, and it just pounds the rock and just destroys it. And now what he's doing is he's basically leveling this road entryway into the subdivision, and he's moving some of the rock out of the way. He also mentioned that the person that he's developing this with, if they had put in a little bit more money into renting a dump truck, then he would have been able to move all this rock down to the bottom of the hill or move it onto his lots and then actually sell the rock. So there's actually a lot of money to be made in land development. There's money in the development work, there's money in the resale of the land, and there's also money in selling the materials that are on the land. So I'm super grateful to be learning all this stuff, and be able to see him in action. And at this point, I actually climbed up on the machine. I was sitting on the right side of the machine, getting a better view of what was going on. And you can see right now he's just moving some dirt, and then over here he's got some rock that he's shoveling out. And this area is really rocky, but again, for an experienced developer like Emery, it doesn't take him a lot of time to be able to do this. It might take a couple days to clear out this entire section. It might take a few weeks to clear out all the land. But really the land, being able to build like a septic on the land, it just comes down to planning and then putting in the infrastructure for the septic, building the house on top of the rock. And you know that the house is never going to move because it's on this pile of rocks basically. So unlike most of Texas where we have like clay and caliche and whatnot, this is basically on a shelf of rocks. And the good part about that is that, once you build it, it's not really going to go anywhere. So the whole time I'm watching him do this, I'm sitting on the right side of the machine, and keep in mind, like, I don't have any sort of protective windshield or anything. He's sitting in a tempered glass box. So he's behind like a plate of glass, and I'm just sitting on the side of this machine just watching him do this. And the whole time I'm thinking in the back of my mind, like, oh, I hope that none of these rocks like explode. When you put something under tons of pressure, it can burst basically. And the nice thing about it was that you can't tell from the video, but he's going very, very slowly. He's just moving this machine in such a way that it gets really underneath these rocks, and he's dragging the claw along the surface to feel out for these large rocks. So I felt really safe, but at the same time I was thinking in my back of my mind like, oh, please don't explode. But it was really fun to be able to watch him work and to be able to see this process, because I don't know about you, but I just love seeing things go from like ugly into like beautiful. And we did it with our bathroom remodel. We didn't do a perfect job, but it looks a lot better than it did before. And the bathtub doesn't leak now, which is a huge plus. And to be able to see this land just be progressing over time, I really felt like I needed to share this because, when I first looked at this land, he showed it to me, it was just covered in like shrubs, and you couldn't really get up onto the top of it, and you couldn't see these views. Now you can see the views because he cleared out, hundreds of trees, and they burned just tons of it to be able to get these views. I mean, you could kind of tell from this video, but like, you've got 20-mile views. You can see that green horizon in the background. There is nothing going to be built in front of this. So you have unobstructed views, and this is like one of the only places in Belton County that you're going to get that. So it's just a really cool project to be able to be a part of.
See that? Nothing's gonna be built over there. It's all government-owned land. Government-owned land.
So like I said, just a really cool project to be a part of and to be able to watch him work. I've always wanted to get into development, and ever since we moved house to house when I was younger, it was just fun to see the communities come together, start with just dirt and then see this change over time. And I don't know, it's just really exciting. So, in addition to the businesses that we have that we already run and some of the automated stuff that I'm doing with automated trading, I'm really excited to get into land development, and to be able to just be mentored by somebody with 35 years experience is just a huge opportunity. So if anybody's interested in some of the land up there, reach out to me, contact me. I'm happy to connect you with Emery. He's got 7 acres of, like I said, just unobstructed views, better views than what you've seen in the video. And you've got 10, 20-mile views that are not going to have anything built in front of it. 3 to 4 acres, I believe. And then some of the tracks are 2.5. And again, all the septic's already approved. So if you need to put a larger septic on there, just ask. He's got that rock breaking machine. He can break it up, drop the septic in, and probably have it done in like a week. So the rock breaking, that is. The septic installation is going to be based on the installer. But that being said, like I said, if you're curious on those acreage lots, then just reach out to me, contact me through email or through phone, and happy to chat with you more about it.